the early bird. Have the late one.
I wouldn't take that from him if I were you, Todd.
Are you settled, Todd? I'm going to call this meeting to order, the special meeting of Borough Council of December 30th, 2016. We'll start with a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll now ask the Borough Manager for a roll call.
Dave Rivella.
Here.
Vic Cicero. Here. Fred Kerner.
Here.
Corinne Chronicle.
Here.
Danielle Larson.
Here.
Ed Parker.
Here.
Bill Pepitone.
Here.
Todd Sanford.
Here.
Debbie Smith.
Here.
And I don't see our junior council person, Sean Kilkenny.
Here.
Me and Bobby are both here.
We'll move on to 4, a hearing of the public. The first name on the list is Holly Harmon.
Good evening. Holly Harmon, South Pennsylvania Avenue, Morrisville. For many years, there was no financial oversight or accountability by the former borough manager. Current manager admittedly has no managerial experience and has had a year to set up maintenance schedules and task lists. There still are none. There's no recording of mileage for borough vehicles, and many, if not all, borough road crew employees are allowed unlimited use of borough vehicles for personal use. According to current IRS regulations, any mileage used for personal use is to be reported as a taxable income for the employee. This is not being done. This also increases depreciation and accelerates the expiration of vehicle warranties, not to mention the need for increased maintenance and replacement parts, all at the taxpayer's expense. The current manager has ignored repeated requests to implement borough property maintenance schedules. In spite of the deficit, he continues to make unnecessary purchases in the past year and has budgeted for non-necessary purchases, like a sound system for the park that is rarely used. None of how the trash charges have been calculated makes any sense. Along with keeping the taxes at the same millage, the trash fees have been raising the equivalent of 2.5 mils. There needs to be some serious belt tightening. There is no action plan to implement a hiring freeze or outsourcing various labor-intensive activities such as payroll. The borough still does manual payroll with time cards, right from the Stone Ages. Too many funds are nebulous with new line items. A non-requisite item such as a street sweeping budget quadrupled, and decades of ignored tree stump removal can be spread out over several years instead of addressing it all at once. And this morning in court, Ms. Chronicle, Mr. Suby, and Mr. McKilkenny sure had a good laugh leaving that courtroom, and I didn't find it funny at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Kurt Holt-Henricks.
Good evening, hope everyone had a good Christmas. Kurt Holt-Henricks, 300 Melvin Court North. Are we really buying 2 more trucks in this budget? We're not, I can get this on audio tonight, we're not buying more trucks this year, correct? So don't truck plan.
There's a possibility we might buy a truck, but not trucks.
Okay.
But I'm not even sure we're gonna buy one. But I don't wanna say that I would, because we do need one, because we're using our bucket truck as a tow vehicle. And bucket truck is very expensive to replace, so Public Works is asking for a truck to pull stump grinder, one of the trailers that we have that carries the stump grinder, things like that, but nothing is definite. There's no plans right now.
My Dodge can pull that stump grinder around. We don't have a pickup truck on
Bring it in,
Public Works.
bring it
No,
in.
the truck that's out there that is used for Public Works, that pickup truck, that nice white one, that doesn't have a tow hitch to tow.
Which
Stump
one are you
grinder?
talking about? No, I don't know, which truck are you talking about?
The one that, I guess the crew chief drives around in?
I do want to remind Mr. Subi or Mr. Kerner, everyone, this is time for public comment, not necessarily a question and answer.
You have.
Unless directed by the council president.
That's fine, I mean, we have trucks, you have to buy another truck to tow a stump grinder. My Xterra can tow a stump grinder around. It doesn't make sense that we're maintaining a 32.75 mil tax rate. Our fees are going up with the tax, with our trash bills. And we have a deficit we're running, and we're thinking of buying another truck just to tow a stump grinder around that we don't need, we're not even using regularly. And as far as hiring the new police officer, part-time, full-time, aren't you supposed to go through certain channels to be hired? It isn't just, I know a guy and we're gonna hire an officer. Are there certain civil service protocols to go through to bring in?
Not for a part-time
No,
officer.
it could be anybody?
Well, this is an Act 120 certified officer.
Okay,
There's
I'm
not-
saying it could be just someone brought in.
As long as they're Act 120 certified, meaning certified by the state, graduated the police municipal academy.
Okay.
My understanding, this person's been a police officer over 25 years in that municipality.
Okay, I'm not questioning who he is, I'm saying
Well, if you had listened, Chief gave a report at his last public meeting, and
I
he
heard
described
that, yeah,
in
he knows
detail
it.
his
The
background.
council president give you the authority to say that?
But we didn't have this on the agenda, there was no agenda meeting to put forth a vote for this, so this should not happen tonight. At the end of the year, going in, there was no agenda, so not put on any agenda. You don't just shove it into tonight's meeting if it was
It's
ever.
on the agenda tonight.
There was no agenda meeting to put it on tonight, you don't do that.
Yes, we do.
That's not why we have agenda meetings, to say, hey,
No,
we
no,
want to put
anything
new
you
business up.
get put on this agenda, as long as it's on that agenda and you have time to see that it's on the agenda, that's all the
Perfectly
point
legal.
you need.
He's right.
Then why do we have agenda meetings?
So we can see each other's faces and talk about what's bothering us.
Exactly. Put something onto the agenda and say, hey, you wanna do this, let's get a vote and see if it's something we need and we can do, and not just throw it on here December 30th. Let's,
This council could put something on the agenda right now, we just have to open public comment up again.
okay,
It's just how government runs.
it seems like a friendly hire, okay.
Anyone else from the public tonight? We'll then move on to finance. We have 5A, a motion to approve the 2017 borough budget. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Vic and Corinne, any discussion on the borough budget?
Yeah, I guess it'd be me. Wasn't gonna come here tonight because I'm actually supposed to be on vacation, I'm supposed to be in another location right now. But this budget bothers me, it really does. And it bothers me that the public's upset about it, and they've got a reason to be. They've even been upset about the budget before this. I know there's a mess that came from the former manager, it just keeps trickling out here and there. But it's gotten to a point where there are some things that we really could cut back on, and it just isn't gonna happen. You can't say this is a bare bones budget, because it's not. Some of the things, I gotta say ditto too, that the residents are mentioning, has been mentioned, I've mentioned it. So in my personal opinion, I think this budget could be a hell of a lot better than what it is, so I'm not happy with it at all, I have to agree with them. This has been a conglomerate of things that have happened to bring to this point, but when you started out at the beginning of the year with a deficit to begin with, and you already had projects that were imminent to have to be getting done, along with everything else, there should have been a lot more belt tightening than what we have. So that's just my opinion on it.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on the budget? Do a roll call vote? Oh, wait, hold on, Danielle?
It's okay.
Sorry, my roll call vote.
Excuse me, I thought Danielle was gonna talk. Mr. Cicero?
Yes.
Mr. Kerner?
Yes.
Ms. Chronicle?
Yes.
Mrs. Larison?
No.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Pepitone?
No.
Mr. Sanford?
No.
Mrs. Smith?
Now,
It's a 4-4 tie on the voting. Is this one the mayor is capable of tying?
All right, since it is a tie, I will absolutely vote. I'm gonna make was surprised that no council person actually came up with a different solution. No one, at least if they did, I certainly didn't get any memos saying we should do this or we should do that. No one showed me different facts. Some of the numbers out there that the public are upset with, I certainly understand. Some of them are actually incorrect. A lot of people think that $140,000 is going in for police pension next year. It's $53,000. Not sure how that got mistaken for 140. But I would like to see, personally, something that Chief McClay has said over the years. I have said, I've actually expressed it to the new manager. Monthly meetings, head of the department heads should get together with the management. I'd like to see the finance committee work on the budget and give recommendations throughout the year. I guess we'll have to see what happens, because this is the budget that the council came up with. So at that, I will vote yes for it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna say the council didn't come up with a different budget, so it's yes.
Thank you, Mayor. With that, we have a approved budget with a 4-4 tie broken by the mayor. That's positive. 5D, we have a motion to adopt the 2017 tax rate ordinance. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Corinne and Dick, any questions or comments on the tax rate ordinance? Do a roll call.
Mr. Kerner,
Yes.
Ms. Chronicle,
Yes.
Mrs. Larison,
No.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Pepitone,
No.
Mr. Sanford,
No.
Mrs. Smith,
No.
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Here we have a 4-4 tie again. Mayor?
Well, it's interesting. The first meeting of the year, I voted a lot, and I guess the last meeting. I'm gonna vote yes.
Thank you, Mayor. And again, 4-4 tie, voted in the affirmative by the mayor. Next, we have 5C, a motion for the Borough Council to authorize the extension of time for completing the purchase of the property known as M.R. Ryder from the Morrisville School District from December 30th, 2016 to January 31st, 2017, and to execute the amendment to the agreement of sale in a form as to be approved by Borough Council and is agreed to by the Borough Solicitor. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Ted and Debbie, any questions or comments on that?
I'd just like to make a comment about it. I attended the meeting with the commissioners. It was very nicely spoken about Morrisville Borough by Dave Johnson, who is with the Planning Commission up there. Spoke about how important the property was, not only to Bucks County as far as history, but our national history. So we have a piece of property alongside of that historical building that is a significant piece of land that we all have had a part of preserving. So I have to tell you that it was a sense of pride to be there. And I personally want to thank the school board and the MEAC and all the council members and the administration that has worked for the last 2.5, almost 3 years, I guess it is, to align all of this. It was so much to do to get it to this point. Mr. Subi coming in this in January, I'll never forget the first night you were sworn in, and you leaned over to me after the meeting and said, I don't know what this is all about. And I said, I'll be right in. And he got up to speed very quickly, and he did work very hard to keep up on the paperwork and find out what needed to be done and contact who we needed to contact. So if anything with this council and the mayor and everyone else involved, they should all be very proud of being a part of preserving such an important piece of history here in Morrisville. So I thank you all.
For the kind words. Do a voice vote on that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. Moving on to new business, we have 6A, a motion to hire Michael Levitsky as a part-time Morrisville Borough Police Officer. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Too slow, Vic. Would you like to second it?
Now, who was that second?
Any questions or comments on this motion?
I just want to welcome the new officer into our force. Wish him well and be safe. Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Concludes business. Do we have any announcements?
If I could just say something, to reiterate something that the mayor had said, and I have to absolutely agree. It was mentioned about being a little more on top of the finance, as far as the finance committee. I know it's scheduled to meet twice a year. I think it needs to be more. I think we need to be more abreast of expenditures and funds coming in and watch us a little closer. It's just not good enough to do it twice a year. We need to be on top of it. So I will agree with him with that. It's something that I think we need to look into. Thank you.
I would agree with that as well. Borough officials is kind of the same as announcements in my opinion. And all we have left is adjournment. May I have a motion? So moved.
Second.
Ted and a Todd. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries easily, 8-0. Meeting is adjourned at 7:16 p.m.